Let's see if we can get this up. Hello, everybody, and welcome to It's the Liquor Talking right here on WCRN AM 830. We are broadcasting from Julio's Liquors on Route 9 in Westboro. If you want to see this fiasco live, you could actually go to Julio's Facebook page, Julio's Liquors Facebook page. We have a streaming on there. It also becomes a podcast. Cousin Vinny turns this whole thing into a podcast. You can get it wherever you get your podcast, just as Spotify or whatever. And if you want to even go back and listen to the show, you can go back and listen to it on WCRN. Just go to their page and listen to it back too. So there's no excuse for people having trouble falling asleep at night because we're at their beck and call to make sure that we run a really boring show so that they can go to sleep. Right, Randall J. Bird?
Sure. I was already about to fall off with that long explanation, but I'm going to tell you that if you can go to the Facebook Live, you're going to want to. Because you have a mysterious, ornate little box on the counter
we're going to get
that I think will be difficult to describe on the radio. But before we get into that,
do you want to know what
I see him in the distance moving forward with the motorcade.
The motorcade. He's coming.
He has the used old Pope Mobile with the bulletproof glass.
Did you notice that there's no glass in there's just a frame. There's no glass in there anymore. So there's not really technically bulletproof. So here he comes, making his way to the dais. You want to give him his intro?
Yeah, that's right. It's El Rey, the grape one. And he's here.
Stop whining.
All right. Stop whining. All right, let's start whining.
The wine of the week. Welcome, Ray.
Welcome. Good morning, boys. So today I got a dual purpose with this wine.
Okay.
Today we're showing a still, which is very rare, a family-owned winery, been around for decades, the Klein family in Sonoma.
Okay.
So this particular wine,
Klein, C-L-I-N-E, right?
C-L-I-N-E.
Okay.
Fred and Nancy Klein, they're still active. So about 20 years ago, maybe 22 years ago, they came up with a red blend and they decided to call it Cashmere. And it's fashioned after a Rhone style blend in that we call it GSM, Grenache, Syrah, Mourvedre. And it's
They're so clever, aren't they? They just take the first initial from each thing and
so people ask me, well, what's the percentages? Well, roughly it's about 40% Grenache, about 40% Syrah, and 20% Mourvedre. And it's really a nice, easy drinking wine, especially
I'll be the
time
judge
of
of that. Smells great.
Why Cashmere?
This name
knits a sweater in your throat, Randall. I mean, thought that was obvious.
It's a name that was derived from Nancy Klein. So that leads me into, well, before I get into that, let me give you a little description of the wine. So basically, Brian, you pick it up, the nose, some ripe cherries, some raspberry in there.
Dark fruit.
Yep, black fruit. On the palate, you're probably going to pick up some chocolate, actually, a little plum, and of course,
not a heavy tannin, pretty easy drinking.
Very easy drinking.
But pretty well balanced.
Yep. And you get some, we call cracked black pepper on the palate as well.
Good.
So it's a real easy drinking wine. It's called Cashmere. It's $15.99. Now, the reason I'm showing it today, October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And having had the big C, it's kind of near and dear to me. So Nancy Klein, and I'm not sure she had breast cancer. I can't confirm that. I think she did, but I'm not sure. But in any event, she and her husband decided to come up with this so-called blend called Cashmere and donate all the proceeds to breast cancer research. So to date, it's been well over $240,000 just from this product alone.
Really?
Yeah. So I said, you know what? It's Breast Cancer Awareness Month. It doesn't mean we can't sell this into November, but it is October. So I thought we'd show it. And Ryan, you and I talked about this. So for every bottle we sell, we will donate $1 from each bottle to breast cancer research.
Plus the proceeds will go.
Plus
the proceeds
from their end.
Then we'll go on.
Yeah.
We'll add another $1 a bottle to that too.
Yes. Yep.
Great.
So it's available upstairs. You guys are trying it now.
It's
but
delicious.
When I go upstairs, this will be on the machine, so you can try it for the next 2-3 weeks.
Okay.
It'll be there.
Well, we should probably also mention, is this being tasted today?
No.
Okay, this one is not being tasted today, but I should say today we have a wine harvest tasting Saturday, 10/26 from it is from 2:00 to 2:30 today. Wine harvest tasting. It's a $10 gift card to go, but you can bring a friend. So that's 2 people, and you get a $10 gift card. You know, you pay $10, you get $10 back to spend in the store. You could buy this if you wanted to.
Right.
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 You could buy that if you wanted to, and on top of that, and I would assume this is included in the sale, though.
This here, yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's included in the sale.
Yes.
We have a 1-day sale going on today. So this is our October surprise. You've been waiting for it. Everybody talks about October surprise. Well, it's today is the October surprise. Saturday, October 26th, only from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. 1 bottle. If you buy a bottle, it gets you 10% off. If you mix and match and get 10 bottles, you get 20% off. So there are some restrictions. If it's already on sale, it counts towards your 10, but you won't get any further discount. Come and see the store for all the details. But it's basically 10 bottles, 700s or 750s. You get a 20% off on 10 bottles. So that's all day today. Plus, you could try a plethora, a virtual cornucopia, Randall, some might say.
Yes.
I'm getting into the fall, cornucopia harvest time. Did you see what I did there? Did you see what I did there?
Yes.
It's called the wine harvest tasting.
That's
See what I did
right.
right there, Randall?
It's quite autumnal, which I waited until Kenny Sadowski was not here.
Kenny Sadowski is not here right now, and Randall used his famous word, autumnal. But there's 26 tables. There's over 100 wines to sample. Yeah, everybody gets a Julio's. It's a cup. I won't say glass because it's a reusable plastic glass. Everybody gets one of those, and you come down here and you can try. There's 100 wines. You can't sample them all, but there are 100 wines to sample from Ruby, J. Lore, Goldsmith Selections, Boston Wine, Terroir Wines, M.S. Walker, Hang Time, Bay State, Obsidian, Gilbert Distributors. We're going to have the great and famous Midnight Cellars is going to be here, including our version.
Yep,
Our version is going to be
yep.
here, which is
Right.
the Mooncraft. So that's going to be here too. So from 2 to 3:30, wine tasting, wine harvest tasting, and all day wine sale up to 20% off on 10 bottles. So today's the day.
Beautiful. Yeah.
Today's the day. Listen, it's hot. First of all, I don't know. Here's what I have a problem when Halloween falls sort of like it's a Thursday night. It's not a Friday night, Saturday night, or even Sunday night. It's a Thursday night. Are celebrating Halloween this weekend, like tonight, Saturday night? Or are they going to wait to tonight? Or are they going to wait? Yeah, but see, I think
it depends on how big of a fan you are.
You've noticed how big Halloween has become, right?
Yeah, it's
all
crazy.
Right, all right. So I just want to make sure
And
that you know that.
I see a lot of people out buying for parties and stuff. If they're the adult kind of party situation, it's going to happen this weekend.
Okay.
But I think you're going to have like the kind of kids, family friendly stuff all the way through the week.
All right. So it would be this weekend, not next weekend, which I think is really cool because like the first isn't that
It's the Day of the Dead.
It's the Day of the Dead. It's All Saints Eve, All Saints Day,
Yeah.
right?
Souls.
So we got that one, right? So that's gonna be. Listen, whether you celebrate this weekend or next weekend, we got you covered. Next weekend, of course, is the Whiskey Roadshow, November 2nd here. So you definitely want to go to that, and I'll go through some of that other stuff later on. Ray is getting ready though, because he's expecting like 150 people today.
At least.
Right? At least. Ray's going to go upstairs and get everything squared away. It's going to be downstairs in the metro station right after we're done the radio show. We're gonna flip the room, get it all ready. It'll be all ready for somebody to come in. I guess, well, since it is Halloween, if you want to wear a costume, feel free. I have mine on. I call it the Punisher. It's the Liver Punisher costume because my hat says, "Shut up, liver, you'll be fine."
Yeah.
But if you want to wear a costume, please do. Just make sure that we can tell that you're over 21. So watch the face paint.
Well, I was a little concerned that I would be tasting the underbelly of Himalayan goats, which is the cashmere, of course,
Yeah,
reference.
I get. We all got that, Randall.
It's
Thank
quite
you.
tasty, and I think that this will be nice. It won't be tasted, but
I might have this tonight.
they
I'm
should
having
see
steak
you
tonight.
if they're sure.
I'm cooking on the
Isn't
barbie
every
today.
night steak night, Ryan?
Well, I am a beefcake, so yes,
Yeah.
probably.
Yeah.
For Jen, it is anyway.
All right.
All right, Ray.
Thank you.
Well,
Thanks, buddy.
if you want a break from this, and I know I do, it's the Liquor Talking. Is going to take a commercial break. We'll be back on the other side with more and continue through with some video.
Thank you.
On Facebook Live.
Facebook Live. Thank you, Ray. Well, Kenny's not here yet, but I do have John. John's here. Ray, grab a coffee on your way out.
It's a hot beverage.
So this morning,
This is unusual.
well, the lovely Jennifer, when we were down in Florida, I think is when she saw this. Are we okay? Did you say something?
Yep.
No. Okay. I think she said when we were down in Florida. This is the Bones Coffee Company Highland Grog. This is a butterscotch and caramel coffee. And it's called Bones. And I thought it was sort of cool because it had the skeleton, the bagpiper, that's a skeleton.
Yeah.
And she did a French press for us today.
All right. You're mixing nationalities now.
Well, it's even going to be worse.
Okay.
Because it's Highland Grog from Florida, it's a Scottish coffee, done in a French press.
Right.
Right. But I've added Molly Irish cream to it.
Oh boy.
So
well, you could claim that under the kind of Celtic.
Yeah, it's Celtic. They're all Celtic.
Because the French press, as you may know, the Fraser kind of clan was in northern France as part of the.
Yes, they were.
Yeah,
my wife spells it with
a
Z.
the connection now.
My wife spells it with a Z, which is the French Scottish way, I guess it would be described. She is part of the Fraser clan.
Are you saying
Zed?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Well, I think we're keeping the UK theme going.
So
all right. So this is a hot coffee.
It's a hot coffee. She did a French press for us this morning. Thank you, Jennifer. What do you think? She was a little bit. You can ask Randall a question. Go ahead.
No.
Admiral Byrd.
No, but I am going to the Arctic next week.
He is going to the Arctic, so he could revive the exploration. All right. But yeah, definitely going to need that. All right. So what do you think?
Yeah.
So do you like the Highland Grog? Jennifer was a little worried. She goes, "I'm not sure about this coffee," and she had done the fresh one, but I think it's really good. I like the butterscotch and caramel, and the Molly Irish cream sort of adds to that. You can do this with bourbon too. If you like the black coffee,
cream coffee.
Yeah,
I would say it borders on maybe like if you had a hot coffee that was coffee ice cream.
I love, is coffee ice cream, is that sort of a New England thing? Because do they do coffee ice cream everywhere?
I think so.
You think so?
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe the hive mind on Facebook can
I know
give
that
me an answer.
Arby's has the Chamocha shake, which is
the Chamocha shake
is like kind of like a coffee.
This is good though.
Yeah.
She was a little apprehensive about it, but I think either that she did a very good job on the French press this morning because it's great. Either that or the extra alcohol we added to it kicked it up a notch. I don't know, but it's good.
Sounds like she was at the gym doing French presses.
Yeah, she was doing French presses at the gym. Yeah, thanks. Great.
All right, we're coming back from the.
All right, we're coming back, and we'll start. I thought Kenny was going to be here, but maybe he's overslept. But
as I like to say, more for us.
Actually, very good, Randall. You ready? Here, we're coming back. I thought maybe. Here we go. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to It's the Liquor Talking right here on WCRN AM 830. And joined as always by the incomparable, the one, the only, thank God, Mr. Randall J. Bird.
We've had quite a week, and we weren't here last week broadcasting because we were off doing nefarious things in Kentucky. But today,
I like
before we get into that stuff, because there's a deep dive there, October surprise sale for one bottle of wine, 10% off, and 20% on 10 bottles or more. All sales excluded. But you have it as this. This is the polls opening. You vote, but this is your big October surprise.
Well, I mean, October surprise usually they always talk about that. Yeah, they always refer to the election, but this is a way. I'm not, you know me, I'm not getting into politics on this show, right? But I will just say, this is having a wine sale and a wine tasting is probably way better than anything else that's happening politically. Here's our surprise, we have a wine sale.
Well, vote for yourself, right?
Oh, here he is.
If you pick something and you enjoy it, vote for yourself.
Yeah, well, we're drinking coffee, Kenny. You're missing it. All right. Well, Kenny's got more stuff for us. We got Kenny's homework again, Randall. He's going back down to Florida now. We have Kenny's homework.
I think he just cleans out his closet of stuff so it's not sitting there over the winter.
Oh, we've wised up to what Kenny's doing.
Yeah. All right.
Kenny, you just missed it.
I have not.
I dropped the A-bomb earlier today. Your favorite fall word that I say, and I've said that I'm not going to repeat it during the show. So
autumnal. Okay, I figured it out.
You figured it out. You figured it out. Yep. What's this that you popped in my hand? All right, I'll have to look at that. So, cool. All right.
What you may or may not know, Kenny, is that we were on the road last weekend.
I did know that sort of, and I was on the road too. But it's more unusual for you to be on the road.
Yeah.
Frisky Whiskey just had an OPA.
Yeah, there's a bunch of stuff going on. Yeah, you better watch out.
Yeah. But yeah. So I know that we're looking at a mysterious little box.
Wait a second. Did you guys go to Buc-ee's?
I did.
Nice.
Randall did. Randall stopped at
Randall.
Buc-ee's.
Yeah.
Oh, made my day.
I did not have enough time at the Buc-ee's to find the most ridiculous branded item they could have.
Wow. Yeah, Patty would have let. Patty was like, go in and get what you're gonna get and get back out here.
Because when I sorry to hijack this and I'm late, so I apologize. But the first thing when I got to the one in South Carolina, I texted Ryan and I said, "What should I get for Randall?" Yeah. And he said that same vessel that I've gotten you from like racetrack,
the big plastic racetrack, like
they
the
don't
big
have
mug.
It. They don't have it.
No, he got the
they
the
call
next
this the Fit 40 because they're trying to be healthier.
Fit 40.
That's what it's called.
Yeah, no, listen. I
think it's the Fit 40 because they made the bottom small enough to fit in a cup.
Maybe.
Yeah,
maybe.
that's maybe.
I thought it was a healthier version instead of the 64, the fatty 64.
Also true.
Hey, can I? Since we're way off subject and we've gone off the rails, I just want to ask a question. So, have you heard of this? Oh, wait a minute. What do we got here? Well, never mind.
Oh boy, there's a syringe.
Did I miss the drink of the show?
No, we haven't gotten to the drink of the show. But
what coffee did I miss? Very perturbed.
Well, Jen did a French press of this Highland grog.
Huh.
Well, past
Awesome.
This is what
Thank
you
you
can anticipate. But right now, for those in Radioland, our intrepid listeners, it looks like a glass of orange juice with ice and a syringe sticking out filled with.
You know what I always say when I'm in Worcester, what I always say, I'm always looking for a drink with a syringe in it.
Right.
Because those are the best
it's
ones.
Inevitably going to happen.
But
right?
it doesn't have the needles that we think it's safe, right?
Okay.
Nor can it be purposed as an actual syringe.
So John has been researching. He said, I want to do some really cool drinks for Halloween.
Okay.
Well, this is
the first. I think he's got two of them today, but this is the first one he's got. It looks like orange juice. Yep. It looks like orange juice, except there's a big syringe sitting out with blood in it. I mean, it looks like blood. So I'm assuming we inject the drink. You do. We inject the drink
here we go
with the syringe.
I don't know if I'm qualified.
Oh, that's cool. Oh, that's cool. Oh, that's cool. And then you can put it on the top. Oh my God, this is insanely.
Well, and by the way,
I don't know if I can show this on the
radio
thing, but it's no. I mean, we are video recording.
Now, if you've done it, it sinks because it's heavier. And there's a layer on the bottom.
Right. So now there's a layer of blood on the bottom of my cocktail.
All right.
See how it tastes.
I was expecting tequila sunrise.
Okay, you know what? You know what? It looks totally disgusting. It's cool concept. Looks totally disgusting, but it tastes good.
Yeah.
It tastes good.
Just tell Ryan it's candy corn flavor.
Oh, then forget that. It doesn't. It's not waxy. It doesn't taste like chewing crayon.
Now
You're
it's
not
at the
eating the
bottom.
syringe.
All right. So,
So now I put the syringe back on the bottom, and I pull it back out, and look, I get all red.
Well,
so now I'm playing with my drink.
I made it half and half.
All right, so I'll make it half and half. The recipe is in the comments on our Facebook page. So
what you may not have
what
at
is
home
that? What is that?
is
What's
a
the
plastic
raspberry?
syringe.
Strawberry. What's good? I like it, Johnny. You know something? If you were going to do something very clever and something cool looking for your party,
now you've given us all squirt guns, John. That's exactly what.
I know this is probably a big mistake.
I can hit Frisky Whiskey from here?
No, don't hit John.
Well, it'll leave a mark like he's been.
It'll leave a mark,
and it will be red.
All right. Well, that's cool. I like that.
All right.
Do you want to do the drink of the show? I think we have to at this point because now we have this pretty drink.
Yes.
All right. So.
All right.
Drink of the show.
Meanwhile, he's hoarding the coffee mugs because
I have the coffee mugs because I'm going to actually pour it to you. We have two new barrels that dropped yesterday. Which one do you want? Do you want the Old Elk, the center cut, or the? We're going to do both of them today, so it just matter which one you want to do first. We're going to do or Bully Boy, and you know what this one's called?
Old Elk.
Wicked Dark.
I vote Old Elk, but I don't care.
Old Elk. Let's do the Old Elk.
Closest to you.
I will take the Old Elk, Randall. You can take the bottle. I will pour the Old Elk.
I get the sealed bottle because they don't trust.
Because they don't trust you. You got that right.
Old Elk Private Blend has the signature of Greg Metz on it, and it says the center cut.
So this is pass this down to.
It's gonna be 112.4.
Speaking of center cut for a moment and digressing like I usually do, Freddie Freeman just got a center cut fastball last night in the 10th inning on the first pitch and hit a grand slam to end the game.
There you go.
That was pretty wild.
Oh, that baseball is playing.
Yeah,
the World Series.
The two big payroll teams.
Yes, that's it.
All right, this is a 4-grain private blend with 26% corn, 43% wheat.
Yep.
19% barley and 12% rye. So this is not technically going to be a bourbon.
It is not a bourbon. It is a straight whiskey. It's a 4-grain straight whiskey.
Yeah.
As Randall just read the 4 grains. So Greg Metz, Mel Maddox, who's the master blender for Old Elk, and myself put this together. This is part of a U.S. mail project with us in Binny's. Binny get the other half of this. It is called the Center Cut. It is basically 4 components that make this up. The first component is an 8-year-old straight bourbon and a 9-year-old vintage bourbon were put together and put into an Armagnac barrel for 5 months. The second component is a 6-year-old straight wheat whiskey finished in tawny port barrel for 9 months. The third component is a 6-year-old straight wheat whiskey finished in Sauterne barrels for 1 year. And the final component is a straight rye whiskey aged for 9 years. So this is all these components coming together, and we're trying to make something very unique, very tasty for everybody to have. So this is called we took the center cut of all the barrels that we did. Isn't that weird?
Yeah, but I want to point out that a lot of people that may be living a few weeks ago, living in the past, would assume that was the mash bill. But what happened was that you had finished whiskeys that you took percentages of, and that's how they arrived at that thing after it's been finished.
Yeah, this is a true blending. This is a true blending project.
Right.
What do you think, Kenny?
I mean, it is better than good.
Thank you. We're really proud of it. We think it just came out. John's been tasting people out on this last night. He's like, the problem is, I think John said, I'm drinking as much as I'm tasting it out.
I get it. Well, I agree.
Yeah, it's tasty stuff.
And this is totally unique. There really isn't anything just like this. This is a very specific blend done once. We cannot replicate this. This is a one and done specific blend.
And I'd like to point out that even if you were to copy the exact same process, you're going to get different results.
Absolutely.
Because once this goes into those finishing barrels, it's going to take it in a unique direction that can't be exactly duplicated. You might ballpark it.
Yeah.
But this is pretty special
And
stuff.
and the biggest drawback we thought would be, and we talked about this a couple times, is when we came up with this blend, we said, the only flaw for this blend is it doesn't fall into a specific category. It isn't a bourbon or a rye. And, how are people going to react to that? And I said, you know what? I think we're at the point in whiskey drinking where we're sort of beyond just a category, and people will actually drink it for the taste. And that's really the overriding factor.
The people who are at the front, the avant-garde, or the head of the curve, are going to be able to enjoy this. A lot of other people are going to feel that this is some kind of nonsense because it's not bourbon. It's not something easy to understand. I've seen a lot of that stuff with single malts from Scotland, where you can have fantastic blends and combinations of flavor, but they're looking at that one singular product that they can wrap their head around or feel confident that they know the knowledge about. And this is not going to be that. This is like a master class in flavor and aroma, and also production, because you have to understand all the things that went into it. And may not be for everyone, but that means more for us or the people that are buying some of the.
Well, I know if Kenny, likes it.
What your pricing is?
So this is going to be, it isn't inexpensive because I gave you the years on all this stuff.
Yeah.
It averages out over 7.5 years old. So it's expensive to put together. So it's
a singular project.
We're doing it.
We're sitting down. Just tell us how much.
No, it's going to be $125, but this weekend, for the entire weekend, we do a pre-arrival pricing, which we had at $114.99 for this weekend, and then it'll go to the $125 price point, which is where it's supposed to be at. So if you want to try it and get ahead of it and get a bottle for, it's a little bit of money off of it, this is the weekend to do it. But in comparison to the other stuff Old Elk does, this is actually sits right in the middle of what they do. And these are unbelievable bags. I can't even tell you where the 9-year-old vintage bourbon comes from that's in this, because we're not allowed to. But so there you go. What do you think?
Awesome.
Well, I think this is shrouded in secrecy, but we're going to tell you right now that It's the Liquor Talking is going to take a commercial break. We're here on WCRN, which is 8:30 on your dial.
8:30 on your dial.
And the AM dial.
On the AM dial, yes. We'll be back. All right, what do you think? You like it?
It's really good.
Yeah, you like it? Very good. I was only worried I didn't really care if Randall liked it, but I was worried about Kenny if he liked it or not.
Right.
Oh, that's
Randall would
like
just tell me.
Mikey from the.
Yeah, it's like Mikey. Yeah,
That's really good.
Yeah.
I think it came out. I'm very, very, very pleased with this. I think the way this came out is just phenomenal. Did you try some? No, you didn't get any? All right, we'll get you some.
Because we were too busy
We're too busy up here
talking.
yapping.
Yeah.
We're yapping. John's over there making drinks.
John.
You need a holster, right?
What did you think? Did you try the coffee?
Yes.
What did you think?
Too sweet for me, but it's good.
Well, you know what she
Flavor's
used?
good.
You know what she used in because I think it's because we put the cream in there, but Jennifer used monk fruit, stevia monk fruit one to add the sweetness to it. So I'm not a big flavored coffee fan, but I thought it was pretty good.
Yep.
It was pretty good. All right, you guys want to
called
do
monk fruit because it keeps its seeds, and it's the most celibate of all the. Did you not know that?
I did not know that. I don't think you know that either. Is that really why?
I don't know.
I know that's what I figured. That's when I told the kids that Bluetooth was named after a Viking, and no one believed me.
Right.
Go look it up. Bluetooth is named after
That's
a Viking.
a rune, the little symbol.
Right, it is a rune, and it's named after Bluetooth. And he had to tell you Bluetooth that was supposed to be a placeholder, and it ended up being the name because he was the one who brought all the Vikings out of clans, tribes, however you want to describe it, together under a common tongue, and that's why it's called Bluetooth. And he had a Bluetooth.
All right. So for those who are just kind of listening and watching, Ryan is obsessed with apparently both the Roman Empire and their interactions with the Viking horse.
Who's watching those about to die?
No.
Oh, so good. It's about the
ICU.
No, it's the period after Nero in Rome.
Okay, all right.
With they're about to build the Colosseum, but they're running the chariot races and gladiatorial competitions. It's a pretty good. It's
So it's right
all
up
about
your
you.
alley.
Yeah, of course it is. All right, 30 seconds from coming back. I'll give you the. We'll
Should
do
we
the question of
pour
the show.
the new
7.
No, you're wrong. We'll do that as we come back. I'll do that
Okay.
as we come back. Or do you want to try the new beer first?
It's up to
Let's
you.
do the new beer.
As long as
All
it's not
It's just a free
autumnal.
for all. Yeah.
No, you guys are going to like this one. All right, here we go. Coming back. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to It's the Liquor Talking right here on WCRN AM 830. And well, you know what? I think it's time for the larceny question of the show.
Okay.
Are you ready?
You're going to ask a question.
Yeah, and you two are going to try to answer.
We do not know the answer in advance, theoretically.
Or sometimes even after I give it to you.
Right. Hit us with it.
All right, here is the larceny question of the show. What is the most consumed alcoholic drink at Halloween in the United States? What is the most consumed alcoholic drink at Halloween in the U.S.? Is it tequila, vodka, beer, or wine? 4 choices. Tequila, vodka, beer, or wine.
Jello shots.
Nope, that's not on there. Well, I guess it sort of is with vodka. It sort of is. So if that's what you think. So what is the most consumed alcoholic drink?
I would think if you were
during
trying to answer this reasonably, wine, because it's like kind of like blood and it's like the whole thing. But I'm going to go with vodka.
Vodka.
From what I've seen in the stores over this past week.
All right.
Jello shots. Vodka.
Vodka. All right.
Although beer is a close second.
All right.
The answer is
What studio audience? What do you think? Beer. Studio audience says beer. How about you? I can't go to him today because we discussed this before. The and online on Facebook, a couple people put down vodka because Francis said because it goes with everything. All right. The answer is beer.
Yeah.
Studio audience is correct. Studio audience is correct. I don't think Randall has one. Studio audience is correct. So it goes beer, tequila, vodka in that
Wine.
order. Wine isn't even on there. I added that one in. Wine isn't even on there.
Are
I
they
added that
saying
in.
Halloween weekend?
Randall's trying to.
Well, no, the tequila is throwing me because it wasn't that big of a category until the last few years. So how could that possibly be the biggest?
It's number 2. It isn't the biggest
Beer.
one. Beer is.
No, how can it be that big if it wasn't really in the public mindset until the last few years?
Margarita is the number 1
Ugh.
mixed drink in the country.
Right.
So if you're making margaritas, what are you using?
vodka.
All of your summer goodwill. That's what
Oh
you're
my
using.
God. So good. No, it's tequila.
All right.
It's tequila. So it goes beer, tequila, vodka. And I think you're right. The vodka part of it is obviously because it's basically an alcohol delivery system
Right.
that you can make anything
You
alcoholic
could put
with
food
that.
coloring in. You
Like
can do all
Jell-O
kinds of crazy
shots.
stuff.
Jello shots, as Kenny has amply told us 5 times now.
Right.
What did you did a lot of those in college, didn't you?
No, my Halloween party. I had
Oh, that's
orange and
true. That's true.
black Jello shots.
Black Jello shots. All right. Okay. John has now given us all another mixed drink. Johnny, what
Yes.
is this one?
It's Wicked Jack. That's what it is.
Taffer's Witch City Potion.
So this is from one of your concoctions, John?
this-
Or-
It's Taffer's
So this is their
brown
recipe.
buttered bourbon.
Right. And it
John has
has
done a fantastic job on
a
this.
skewered.
It's got chocolate on it. It's got sugar. It's got a black raspberry. It's
All right.
it's red. It looks like blood. What's floating on the top, Johnny? It's black raspberry puree. Okay. Smells good. Smells like it's it smells like chocolate with raspberry. It does. All right. All right.
It's rich.
It's
You-
rich.
You
It's
have to
really
like
good.
sweet.
It's sweet.
Yeah.
It's rich and sweet.
I mean, it is sweet.
Well,
Sweet.
So most people who have a balanced cocktail, this is going to be a little bit too sweet, but for a lot of people who enjoy those kind of fun drinks, I think that's.
It looks awesome too.
Yeah.
I mean, and by the way, I'm saying it's sweet. It tastes good. Oh, you
Yeah.
posted it on Facebook? Okay. It is good. It's Taffer's Witch City Potion inspired by Salem, Massachusetts. That's probably pretty good for this weekend, right?
Which city?
Yep.
Salem.
I'm sorry, which city?
Yeah, Witch City.
Yes.
No, just tell me the city.
Watch City.
Oh.
Watch City is
Waltham.
Waltham.
Okay.
Witch City is if
Not
you wish to
Waltham.
watch, but watch.
Okay. Wow.
All right, well we'll go down that one. All right, so there you go. This is good. John. You know what? It's growing on me. It's actually pretty good. It is sweet though. All right, well you're gonna try it.
All right.
Well, to cut that this weekend, just so you know, we just dropped this weekend. Brick and Feather Brewery, right? And you guys might know them. They're out in Turner Falls, Massachusetts. A Brick and Feather Brewery. We just released the Julio's Anniversary Ale. It's an India Pale Ale. It's got Mackenzie and Zappa hops. It's also been dry. It's been dry hopped, which means that they don't put it in. They actually just run the beer through the dry hops. 7.8% ABV. This is going this weekend from Brick and Feather Brewery. So
And just in time for those Halloween parties.
Absolutely.
Because
so
it's the number one drink is apparently
it's the number
beer.
one drink is beer. So there you go.
For any autumnal occasion.
He's gonna run that in the ground now, Randall.
It's my last show. Of the year.
You guys want to come up here? I'll hand you a glass.
The Harvestal Equinox.
Unless one of you guys want to come up, I'll hand it to you. Sure, we got a couple studio audience today. They want to partake in the beer too. There you go. You can give it.
That is unmistakably an IPA.
Yep.
Yeah, it's dry hop too. Oh, that's pretty good. I like that. So the boys have been working with Brick and Feather, and this is the beer that they came up with to represent. We're going to have a bunch of stuff coming out this year that has the Julio's logo for our 50th anniversary on it.
Right.
And this is the latest. So I hope you guys like this one. This one's going to be is released today.
Yeah, and a series of beers that have come out this year.
Yes. You know what's funny, and I should tell you that this is just released. They only have like 40 cases of this left. I think they sold like 10 of them last night. So get yours before they're gone. I will also tell you too that we talked with the guys at Cold Harbor right here in Westboro. We did the Julio's anniversary this summer. They actually decided to brew a small batch of that up for this winter for us. They found it super popular at their place too. So they're going to make another small batch of that. So if you missed out or want more, there's going to be more of that coming also. So keep that in mind too. And we got other stuff happening too. All right. We got other beers, other projects, including the next one that we're going to try. You guys ready?
Yep.
You ready? Okay.
I was born, Randy.
Yeah, that's the problem. So this is a project we've been working on with Bully Boy out of Boston. So, Will and Dave Willis up there, we've been working with this one. This is the new one. Randall's been working very strongly on this one. This is a Bully Boy and Lock and Key project. This is a straight bourbon whiskey. I will tell you that it is 61% corn. The difference on this one is it's 30% malted wheat and 9% malted barley, done with a medium toast and a 3 char on it's aged a minimum of 4 years. Do you remember how old this barrel was though, Randall?
It was not that old.
No, but it's 5 or 6.
Right. I want to say 6.
6? Okay.
Don't quote me on that, but in terms of some of the stuff that we're talking about, on the table.
Yeah.
6, a lot of people don't feel is necessarily that old.
Oh no, it's perfect.
But it is where it develops and where we tasted it first. But this has something else that's a special secret, and part of the reason that it's so crazy dark.
Yeah, you
I
want to
would say
explain
almost the color of Coca-Cola or soda, and it's called Wicked Dark.
Wicked Dark, DAHK. It just as it sounds in a Boston accent. It's so we spelled it, Wicked Dark. And you want to explain how we got
because
it?
Because we took their barrel and we essentially kind kind of jammed a bunch of stuff in their bunghole. And those things,
That's one way to put it, Randall.
the staves of some kind of flavoring staves to add both color and extract a lot more complex flavor.
So this was rebarreled. So this is a double barrel bourbon.
Yep.
Rebarreled in a ex-wheated bourbon barrel with staves, extra staves put in the barrel.
Right.
Correct?
Yeah.
All right. And then you have.
And that has added a lot more darker kind of notes. So the Wicked Dark is both the name and also kind of a descriptor of like kind of the intensity of flavor with complex kind of like layers.
And this is done at 120 proof. So we brought it down a little. I think it was like 126 or so, Randall?
Yeah.
We brought it down to 120 because it really, really popped at 120.
Right.
Like all the flavors really came together. So.
And for 2025, I think we're going to see a lot more people, ourselves included, trying to bottle at a proof. Like the trend has been hazmat, try and get it as high as possible.
Yeah.
Let you add the water to it. But sometimes it doesn't necessarily show well at the higher proof. And so you can bring it to something that still has a lot of room for you to add water or ice. 120, for example, that's 60% alcohol. And so we thought it just has a lot more flavor right out of the glass and the bottle at this proof strength.
Yeah, I do too. I really think that this was definitely the way to go with this one and to bring it down to that. I mean, it's not a big jump, but it shows you just a little jump like that, a little from 126 to 120, really like shot it out. And it's still, it's so dark in the bottle. Somebody thought that when I had taken the picture, because I posted it online, that I had messed with the lighting or something to make it look as dark as it looked. And then they bought it and they're like, nope, that's the way it looks. It's that dark. So we're really excited about this one too.
Yeah. Special project. When this is gone, it's gone. And it was a lot of fun kind of like looking at how we got to that flavor over the time that it was at the distillery.
15 weeks, I think, in the double barrel. So that's happening too. This is going to be the two whiskeys we just tried are both going to be. All right, the two whiskeys we just tried are both going to be at Whiskey Roadshow, which is next Saturday. Next Saturday from 5 to 7, we have Whiskey Roadshow. Go to juliosliquors.com and go on tasting events. All right, we got to go.
It's the Liquor Talking. Commercial break. Please come back on the other side. We'll be here.
All right. So we're going to talk about what happened when we went to Kentucky this past weekend.
Oh, boy.
But Randall drove down. I flew down. I had an event, but I was able to we had a lot. We accomplished a lot that weekend. And one of the ones that I was able to get sort of last minute is I was able to go down to Jim Beam and pick a barrel of Knob Creek.
Right. So when you go down and you're talking to some folks or you have some business, you're going to call around, see if they have something special or they can squeeze you into do a tasting. And that's what happened.
And it's always good to have friends
at Claremont
at the. It's at the Jim Beam at Claremont facility. And of course, this is a barrel of Knob Creek. The cool part is like I went out there, they'll send us a sample kit and they'll ship it to us, which are great, and they do a great job. And we haven't really had to have a problem where we had to have another kit sent out because we couldn't find something we liked. But when you go there, I'm talking to the guy. We went through the barrels. We want to, we fooled around a little bit about like how, what we were tasting and stuff like that. I get to taste a couple more barrels, which was just defined the one that we ended up doing. So there was 4 samples. I think we tasted a total of 5 different barrels.
Yeah. Typically they're going to try and say, well, here's what you can pick from. And you finagled a few more.
I said, well, let's just make sure that the one I like is really the one I like. Can we open another one? And she's like, hey, he's like, sure, let's do that.
I made the trip.
But down here. Yeah. Where else we got to go? And by the way, I picked so fast. He's like, we're all done. And he goes, he loved me because he had basically the rest of the afternoon off because most people hem and haw for like 2 hours about what they're going to pick.
Right.
We were done in like 20 minutes.
It's
What do you
not
think
an
of this one?
insult to that person.
No, not at all.
But we want to get out of there. So
No. I mean, there's no like when you know, you know. So I will tell you that this will be the new one coming out. Haven't come up with a name on this one yet, but I got a couple ideas. This is from, just so you guys know, this is from Warehouse Q, Floor 6, Rick 21, Tier 2. And we're tasting this right now at 129.5.
but that'll be
that will
brought
not
down.
be what, yeah, bottling strength on this one will be 120. So they're going to bring it down to 120. So you'll lose some.
A lot of people
points.
don't understand this, but when a large production whiskey, if you were to submit it and each time the barrel proof was different,
Yeah,
you have to go through like kind of an approval
whole process
process
again.
and send the label in.
Yeah.
And so if they can standardize it to the highest point that they can consistently get to,
right.
They're going to do that. So
They
that
know
they
when
can
they're picking barrels, there'll be nothing below 120.
right.
So they're pretty
Or it
safe.
won't go into the program.
Or won't go into the program, right?
So-
if something pops out of that one, they won't go in. So what do you think, though? What do you think of this
I'm
one?
enjoying it.
Yeah, that's really good.
Knob Creek has always done a great product. I think it's one of those unsung kind of hero whiskeys.
We talk
out
about it
there.
all the time, is those shelf gems that sort of like, you see them, they don't sell out as fast. The Knob Creek 9-year-old, by the way, at 100 proof is one of my go-tos.
Yeah.
It's just really good, and you can get it anytime you want. But you'll see a lot of the single barrels, and a lot of the single barrels at 120 will sort of, they sell, don't get me wrong, but they're not like a quick flip, right? That a lot of people think. But the good part is they're usually really good. So don't pass them by.
This was Friday.
This was Friday. We're gonna when we come back on the other side, I will talk about what we did.
But there were things
Kentucky.
that happened Saturday, Sunday, and Monday.
Mm-hmm. And we're gonna get into all of those. And we got one more thing. I also got. You guys want to try? We should probably try this too. I don't know. Kenny, have you had that before?
That's Soylent?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I got some Soylent, and I just was wondering why anybody would call
Soylent Green?
Yeah, that's what I said. It's the people. They're eating the people. And we got that to go through too. All right, here we're coming back. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to It's the Liquor Talking right here on WCRN AM 830. And we are broadcasting from Julio's Liquors. Go to juliosliquors.com for all the pertinent information. If you want to see this, go to Julio's Facebook page. You'll be amazed. We do a live broadcast there.
And if you want some of those recipes,
they're on our
John's been
Facebook.
slaving away over there.
John's been doing an unbelievable job.
And now he's in the cleanup phase.
He's in the cleanup over there. You can hear him. He's knocking stuff
Throwing
around.
Stuff around.
So next week, November 2nd, we have our big fall whiskey festival. It's called Whiskey Roadshow.
Yeah.
And you can go to juliosliquors.com, go to tastings and events, scroll down until you find it for November 2nd. It's a $50 to go. All right, $50 to go. But you get $30 back in a gift card. You get a Sylvaner glass, and Fireflies is doing sliders for the food. So light food.
Yeah.
And that is from.
I don't understand those words.
Yeah, I know you don't. And that is from 5 to 7 next Saturday. You want to get your tickets. I think there's only about 50 tickets left right now for that event. So you want to do this. Now, I just added another event that day on November 2nd. And this is something totally different that you may want to go. It's a Japanese whiskey tasting. Takamine is a Japanese whiskey, and we're gonna have the rep is coming in to go through the entire lineup. But what's really cool is we're gonna do their 8-year-old, which is available all the time. Okay. You can get that one, right? We're also gonna do the 17-year-old, the 20-year-old, the 21-year-old, and the 26-year-old. And that's in the tasting. And it's a $20 gift card to attend. We're limiting it to just 30 people. These, I will tell you right now, the 21 and the 26-year-old are exclusive here to Julio's. You will not find them anywhere else in Massachusetts. The only other places, there's a restaurant group that bought the rest of it, which will be on premise only, and at Binny's in Chicago will have the other part of that.
Yeah.
So they're very, very exclusive Japanese whiskeys. Oh, he took off, but John was fortunate when the guy was
Well,
here.
he's
He
going
got
to go get his reservation in.
it's going to go get his reservation in. Was fortunate enough to try it. He was like blown away. He's like, "Oh my god, this is insane!"
Yeah.
And by the way, they're not inexpensive. They're in like the 250. Like the 26 is in like the $300 range or what. But for Japanese whiskey, that is extremely cheap because it's 26 years old. You just don't see that aged Japanese whiskey anymore. And for basically a $20 gift card, you can come in and at least try it.
Yeah.
You know, so this is a new one. There's a limit of 30 people that can go to that. So if you're looking for something cool to do, you could come to that, then go to the Mandarin, have dinner after you have your Japanese whiskey, go to the Mandarin next door, and then come back for the whiskey festival, the road show. And
well, that's more of a seminar type thing, but the other thing is more of like a
walk
around different tables.
Yeah.
And you refer to it sometimes as the smaller version of the show, but it is no tiny wee show. It is
I will tell you right now.
Big.
Oh, I'll tell you right now. It's Gio was going through the tables, and I'm like, "How many tables we got? We got like 30?" He goes, "No, we got like 40 something." And so there's like 40 something tables at this thing. There'll probably be close to 300 different whiskeys that are going to be available to sample. So it is definitely worth the price of admission. You know, people go like, "Well, I got to get my money's worth." I go, "We're giving you back $30 and a glass and food."
Right.
After you went through the first one, you're fine. Don't worry about it. This is not like one
After
of those
you've tasted your very first whiskey, you've pretty much gotten.
You've gotten even on that one. So,
and by the way, it's not a free for all. I mean,
no, it's not a free for all. We do
to
limit.
pick.
You do have to make some choices. No, you know, it's a tasting, not a drink off.
Well, I think it's important to meet people's expectations or set them, because you want to learn and you want to be able to remember what you're learning. And so a responsible plan and going with a couple people so that they can share their notes. So you can really get through a lot of different whiskeys and hear a lot of good information.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So this weekend, Randall and I were down romping around Kentucky. I told you we got the Knob Creek out of the way. Saturday night, I was on my own. I was inducted by the Kentucky Distillers Association. And
you knew that this was going to happen.
Yeah, I knew. That's what I went down for.
Yeah. Band didn't pull up next to you and bag over
say
your
free
head.
candy.
Right, yeah.
Free samples of whiskey.
Yeah.
The Kentucky Distillers Association. I was inducted into the Order of the Writ.
Yep.
I was sponsored by Cave from Rabbit Hole.
Yeah.
And this is sort of Kentucky's answer to the Keepers of the Quake,
which is a Scottish kind of honorary
society.
Yeah.
They're only going to allow 1,776 people are allowed to be in that. It's like sort of capped off.
Yeah.
I was very fortunate. It's if you get nominated, it has to be a unanimous decision to let you in. So I was super honored. I was there Saturday night being inducted with some fantastic people. Master distillers there. It just goes on and on. Chris Morris is sort of the head of from Woodford is sort of the head of it. A lot of really people in the industry. Cave, of course, from Rabbit Hole was there, and it was an unbelievable night. I got inducted into the. I brought you because I know you'd want to see it.
So you wanted to throw us in our face.
Yes. So here's the medal.
Yeah.
Here's the medal. I got my certificate being done up. The medals must weigh about 20 pounds. Put it on my chest. But it's such an honor. We're gonna do a press release on it and stuff like that because there's not a lot of people across the country that are in the writ.
Nor can there be in the future.
And basically when it gets filled up.
Let's get down to the brass tacks on this.
I am now a squire.
Do the well, that's in addition to this.
Yeah, no, no. This is in the order of the writ. I am a Kentucky squire.
Oh, so okay.
So I am a colonel in the Kentucky.
Do they have gear or like special paraphernalia?
Oh, if they do, I'm getting it.
Right. Because they should make sure that the hats come in an extra big size.
For my head?
because it's getting pretty.
I will show
swollen.
you what I got that night. I got a bunch of stuff tonight. This is the
This
is the sacred. Randall was my mule this weekend because I flew in and flew out. This is the sacred satchel that I got. This is the sacred satchel, and it's got
I had to handle
the
your
dirt, the
sack
corn, yep, and the
and
water.
smuggle it back.
Yeah, I'll show that to Kenny. I got a whole thing.
This.
The writ itself, my like certificate.
Yeah.
I'm getting that framed because I'm very, very proud of
Which
this.
has two interesting things that I found when you were trying to describe it. First of all, that there's a no dueling clause. You cannot.
There is a
duel
no
or
dueling
fight
clause.
with anyone else.
I have pledged.
Wait
a minute. In the order, though, I have pledged not to duel with anybody that is in the order. So, you're fair game. Your fair game.
Your gauntlets and the things that you would normally carry around to just slap people in the face and challenge them
to a thing. I cannot do that anymore.
And the second thing is 1,776 people is the maximum involved, unless I think they bring back the dueling clause, and then
we could whittle those numbers down. I guess when it does, I guess when it gets to that sort of number which is actually less than the Keepers of the Quake because they're up like 2,000-3,000.
Yeah.
I guess you're gonna have to wait for somebody to die in a duel or something before you can get in. So I'm really happy about it.
Yeah.
Not the dueling part, but it's getting in.
No, you're happy that nobody can duel you.
No, no one can do it. I'm pretty good though.
Yeah.
Pretty good. Been in this situation once or twice. So then we actually on Sunday, Randall and I worked with Macaulay down at Dark Arts Whiskey House.
Yep.
We have some great new products coming to you.
Yep.
We got a micro batch that we did. That's a white and red, one white port, one red port bourbon. Those two barrels mixed together.
To be named, but an extension of our portal rye.
A portal, of the rye that we did. And that's extension. And then a bourbon that was aged in Marcella cask, which is phenomenal.
Yeah.
And then on Monday, bright and early, chipper, we went into Four Roses and we picked 2 barrels there.
Yep.
One should be here before the end of the year, and the other one will be in 2025.
We'll follow up with more of that information in the future, but right now we're going to wrap up. Big sale today, the Saturday October surprise sale for wine.
And we get the wine harvest tasting today at 2:00.
That's right. So thank you for listening, and please join us again in the future as we have additional It's the Liquor Talk.
Kenny's off to back to Florida, so we won't see him for a while. So
June.
Remote.
Thank you.
Call-in.
Yeah, we're gonna figure that out.
Reporter in the South, and
I want pictures too. I want him by like cleaning the pool.
Thank you for listening.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Here's your sack.
Thanks. Don't touch my sack. All right. It's a satchel, not a sack. That's the fancy word. All right. We'll see you later, buddy.
Thank you.
Oh, recording stopped. Let's get rid of this.